Is the future of Malaysia at risk of being swayed by the winds of political propaganda? This question resonates as we delve into a disturbing incident that recently shook the nation. A video surfaced showing a teacher firing a flaming arrow at an Israeli flag, while the air rang with the chants of schoolchildren echoing religious slogans. This event, shocking as it is, brings to light a deeper issue. There's a rising concern that Malaysian children, our nation's future, are being indoctrinated, not educated, in religious and government schools. The curriculum seems to be less about mathematics, science and critical thinking, and more about religious indoctrination. This trend could potentially hinder the nation's progress, leaving us lagging behind the rest of the world that's already embracing the space age. We need to ask ourselves, is the political propaganda of the government of the day being implanted into the citizenry of tomorrow? Are these shocking incidents isolated, or are they warning signs of a deeper issue? Let's delve into this. These videos and other violence-tinged expressions of solidarity with Palestine are not just disturbing in their own right, but they also serve as an alarm bell, a wake-up call if you will. They signal a shift in multiracial Malaysia, a departure from the path of moderation and acceptance that the nation once embraced. We see a nation that was once a beacon of multicultural harmony, now teetering on the edge of a precipice. The balance between religious and racial harmony is being tipped, and the scale is starting to tilt dangerously towards extremism. This is not a sudden shift, but a gradual change. A slow but steady drift fueled by decades of flawed education policies. Policies that have over-focused on one religion to the extent that freedom of faith and other religions are being squeezed out, leaving little space for diversity and acceptance. And the result? A nation that is at risk of imploding into religious and racial extremism. An implosion that would not only shatter the peace and stability that Malaysia has enjoyed, but also jeopardize its future and the futures of its citizens. Are we on the brink of imploding into religious and racial extremism due to decades of flawed education policies? The signs are there. The question is, are we willing to acknowledge them and take action? Or will we continue to ignore them until it's too late? What could be the economic implications of this rising hardline conservatism? The economic landscape is not exempt from the tremors of such societal shifts. Foreign investors, the lifeblood of any growing economy, might be wary of the changing climate. The fear of political instability and rising hardline conservatism could see Malaysia dropped from their investment radar. An investor's primary concern is the security of their assets. If the stability of a nation is in question, the risk of investment becomes significantly higher. And it's not just about the immediate financial loss. The potential long-term effects cannot be overlooked. An economy thrives on diversity of thought, innovation, and skill. If the current educational trend continues, the future might see a dearth of engineers, scientists, researchers, and innovators. This could lead to a stagnation in technological advancement, putting Malaysia at a disadvantage on the global stage. Furthermore, the tourism sector, a major contributor to Malaysia's economy, could also be hit. Malaysia's rich cultural diversity and moderate path have been key attractions for tourists worldwide. The shift towards extremism could tarnish this image, resulting in a decline in tourism. Could Malaysia's status as a favorite destination for many terror-linked groups deteriorate into a full-blown and dangerous hotspot for extremists? The economic implications of such a scenario are dire. It's a ticking time bomb that could very well explode, leaving a trail of economic destruction in its wake. Has ANWAR trapped himself with his own political opportunism? A question that lingers in the air as we analyze the unfolding scenario. ANWAR's decision to seize the Hamas-Israeli war to burnish his credentials as a Malay Muslim hero may have inadvertently set a ticking time bomb in motion. The launch of Palestine Solidarity Week, without a comprehensive understanding of the nation's pulse, may have been a miscalculation. The emotional resonance of the issue among some Muslims could lead to excessive and potentially dangerous expressions of solidarity. The question then arises, has ANWAR's government been reckless in its endorsement of an eye for an eye violence for the sake of political popularity? This political maneuvering puts ANWAR in a precarious position. With the pressure mounting from Malay parties such as PAR and Bersatu, can ANWAR afford to back down? His coalition is already split, with allies DAP, MCA and GPS not in favour, while UMNO demands that the Education Ministry does not back down. Sarawak has already rejected the Palestine Solidarity Week, asserting that their schools will not partake. Is ANWAR unlikely to clamber down as it will make him look foolish and a political softy at a time when he has to compete for favour from the Malays against other Malay parties? This is the political trap that ANWAR may have set for himself, one that could have far-reaching consequences for his leadership and the nation's future. What does all this mean for the future of Malaysia? As we grapple with this question, we must remember the central themes that have emerged throughout our discussion. The alarming incidents that have come to light suggest a growing undercurrent of religious extremism, fueled in part by political propaganda. This is not just a social issue, but an economic one as well. The potential for political instability and rising hardline conservatism could deter foreign investors, hindering Malaysia's economic growth. Moreover, there's the very real concern that Malaysia could become a hotspot for extremist groups, a situation aggravated by the government's seeming endorsement of radical thinking. The political landscape is also fraught with peril, as ANWAR's political maneuverings could backfire, leaving him trapped in a situation of his own making. These issues, while complex and deeply rooted, must be confronted head-on. The path Malaysia takes will shape the lives of its future generations. It's not a question of if, but when and how these challenges will be addressed. At the heart of it all, it's imperative to ask ourselves, is this the Malaysia we want for our future generations?